Hello and welcome to another update video to Cardano. We're going to take a look at what the Cardano price is doing, also what Bitcoin is doing in this currently very difficult market. I mean, prices are going up for a lot of cryptos, not quite for all of them, but for most of them. You can see over the last 7 days, everything's quite green. We can see some performing really well. And as I did say in my video about Shiba Inu, that you should be careful. So now we've got that 30% drop, which I thought, something needs to be coming, and it's there now, where I, received a lot of dislikes for that video, but it's just what it is, that, when you can't just go to the moon without these retracements, and this is quite a big one. But overall, of course, the profits were still quite good. But then you can, we see these cryptos, some of them just moving sideways, a little bit like Cardano at the moment, even though it broke out of some important patterns yesterday. Today we broke out of another very small descending wedge to the upside, but we are still not seeing that impulsive move to the upside that we need to be seeing. And we start with Bitcoin first here on the daily. We can see that Bitcoin is, I think, coiling up here for something at the moment. I did anticipate further price increases in my video this morning, and since then we've actually come up, but we're going to take a look at that on the hourly chart. I also expect some further price increases, certainly until the 57.3k. This is really when, in this yellow box, the resistance levels begin at 57.3k. That is where I expect some more resistance, certainly, or at least in this box here, before we get to the 65k, which is the all-time high. I still think we are in a corrective move. Still, I don't think we are in the uptrend yet. I think this is a more complex move to the upside, basically because we don't really, in this range here, we don't really clearly see these higher highs. We've got, lows, we've got these 99% retracements that we had down here, and it's not looking like that. And if we assume that in this corrective move that we started here on the 7th of September, we had, based on Elliott Wave again, that we maybe only had this here as the wave A. Now, I always assumed this here on the 7th of September would have been wave A, then you had a B and a wave C, which would have marked the end of the correction. That would have been nice and easy, but since then we just haven't seen that. You get these, typically don't get these 99% retracements after you've formed a low. Normally the market decides then, and we go quite nicely to the upside, but this move to the upside is, as I said before, not very typical. So what could be is that this here on the 21st of September was another A. In a corrective wave B, then in a larger scale, then we could actually come all the way up. In my view, we could actually all the way come up to the all-time high, at which point I'll be extremely careful, and then we could actually come down once more to the levels that I did give you before, maybe 37.5k, which is an important one, or maybe even a little bit lower. Let's take a look at the hourly. As I said, I expect still some short-term gains still, but I will get very careful. The closer we get, more and more careful, the closer we get to the all-time high. I might even take some profits out then. We will see. At the moment, yeah, I did make my video this morning, and after that we saw that price increase. I did say, in my view, or was it yesterday, that this is forming something like a small bull flag here, and it started to then move sideways, not in that descending channel anymore, but it still went to the upside, even made a higher high here. Not very significant, not much higher than the previous one. And you can also see that we are now losing steam a little bit in that uptrend here. So you can see that by making a higher high here on the price, but on the hourly we are having now a bearish divergence. But again, not too much surprise, because we pumped up so much in that move here. We got into the overbought range, so then we had that consolidation, still stayed in the bullish range on the RSI, and pushed a little bit higher. And I think now we've got another small, very small triangle here forming at the moment, so something like a bullish pennant in my view, trend continuation, and we've got that short-term uptrend here at the moment. So at some point very soon this will break out as the price is squeezed further into this apex. So that'll be happening, I would say, today. So we might see another move to the upside. And as I said, I think at 57.3k, that's where more of the resistance will start. Let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano performing not very well, and in my view that is also due to the fact that we are still in that corrective move. We are still in that corrective phase. I know some cryptos are doing extremely well at the moment, but others just aren't, and others just are stuck in this corrective wave. But that will be over at some point, and then we will continue our move to the upside. So where are we with Cardano here? Cardano broke yesterday out of this ascending triangle out of this symmetrical triangle as anticipated to the upside. Then I told you this morning we had something here like a descending or falling wedge. Looks like a triangle, but it's actually a falling wedge. It's not a horizontal support. And yeah, indicated a push to the upside, only a very weak one. We broke to the upside, but only a very weak move to the upside. So yeah, it's pretty much moving sideways, and you don't really see these clear making higher highs. That indicates again that we are, in my view, still in that corrective wave. We haven't found our way out yet. And just looking at the Elliott Wave counts that I did, I always told you, again, similar to Bitcoin, that we had here, this is the daily chart. Maybe I'll go to the 4 hour. Let me just go to the 4 hour. And there you go. I always told you, because that's how it looked like, that after the so-called flash crash, that this would have been the A here, yeah. Then we came all the way up here in a B, right? And I anticipated that here to be the C. That here potentially to be the C. But I all the time told you that we didn't come down far enough, in my view, that I would have expected at least the 181 or maybe even the 145, because we just didn't come down far enough. Yes, we came into the target area, so it already was sort of okay, right? This could have been the wave C, the basically the completion of the corrective wave as per the Elliott Wave method, where you get an A, B, and C correction. The wave A comes down, the B moves the other way, but still cannot make a higher high, and then the C comes down even lower. And after that, typically you get another, uptrend. You continue your way up, and however, you never really know where you are until the wave has been finished. So what could be the case now is that, and you remember we sort of based on that, we anticipated that push down before it happened, and it happened. We came down into the target area. That was not much surprise there, but now it's tricky to figure out where are we actually. So what could happen, what could be there now, what I currently assume, because we haven't really seen that impulsive move to the upside. I think down here actually, which in my view was a C, could actually only have been an A now. So you could have patterns within patterns here. That could be a larger A actually. Where we could be heading now is maybe a B, somewhere up here, yeah, and then we could come down once more in a C. So that would be a more complex, more long-lasting correction actually. So if that was the A, then in a B now, we could actually come all the way up to maybe even 265, the level that I told you before, 265, before we then could come down maybe even to that 145 then, and that's what we need to see. But at the moment, we just can't see that higher high. And I just want to sensitize you for that possible scenario, and that if we see prices increase, by the way, there's probably money to be made, and I certainly anticipate price increases now, prices moving up, possibly to 265, or 245, 265. These are important levels. I've got them on this chart here. But at 265, if we don't manage to get about 265, which is basically those were the closing candles here in that where we made these peaks here around the 11th and the 12th of September. We had daily closing candles there at 265. So if we stay below that in that move B, if it is a move B, right, if we come up and then can't get through there, and then we could come down once more really in that major corrective move C, which might then also be similar to what Bitcoin might be doing if Bitcoin maybe even gets to the all-time high, and then drops once more. this is just what I can see in the charts. So I have to tell you that. No reason to hype everything to the moon at the moment. I think when that ABC is done, then we'll see some really, really good times. But at the moment, I can't see it. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong, because, you know, then we will see new all-time highs very quickly. But otherwise, we probably have to wait until that ABC is finished before we see those moves to the upside, right? That's pretty much the update for now. So it's still looking good, you know, even though we might have to see some further corrections. I mean, a lot of people see or are actually a bit confused by this pattern. I know that because I listen to other YouTube channels as well, and I read a lot of people saying that could be a trap, you know, what we're currently doing. And I partially agree. You know, I think this isn't quite clearly an uptrend yet. It could still be a corrective pattern here. Okay, so I did say that in a few videos now before. So just wanted to continue that I stick with my scenario. I'm not just changing it because we are moving up in prices. This would still be part of that scenario. And yeah, remember that last time, I think, was it last year in December, we didn't actually get out of the correction until sort of the end of October. And the stock to flow model predicts a Bitcoin price of around 63,000 before the end of October. And to be honest, that could actually be in line with this scenario. So what could theoretically happen, either before end of October, we could drop and form that maybe lower price and then really rapidly go up to the 63K, or, as I told you in this video, we could actually go in that corrective wave B here to the upside. We could go all the way up to 64, 63K, and then that could be end of October, and then, you know, we might get there, and then we see that correction, and then after that we move up. So this is still in line with the stock to flow model. If we reach that price, we just might have a little bit of a bumpy ride, and there might be better buying opportunities to come if we wait a little bit with getting into an investment. But this is no financial advice. It's just what I see here on the chart. I did tell you before that I would let you know before I put some long trades into my trading account for Cardano and possibly also Bitcoin, but I haven't done that yet because I'm not convinced of this uptrend. And again, there's no certainty, no absolute certainty in the financial market, so I completely understand that I could be completely wrong, and I completely understand that I talk a little bit different than many other crypto channels at the moment who already see us going to the moon straight away. And I know a lot of you guys appreciate the critical thinking and the honesty on this channel. So if you like it, please smash the like button. If you don't like it, dislike. It's still good for the algorithm. And please subscribe, and maybe even consider a channel membership if you want to support this channel further. We are really a nice and active community now in the live chat room, and also every Sunday there is a 1 hour live stream, which I'm really looking forward to. And last week's was really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully I'll see you there. See you in the next video. Bye bye.